Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Hello, guys and girls, and welcome to episode 27 of the Padded Cell podcast. And we've got him back.
I'm back.
I think Nancy might be back next week. So you guys make the most of this one. Bring it.
Okay.
I mean, not that you'd always do, like, but you know.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Get comfy, you mean?
Get comfy. So yes, you're back. Lovely to have you back. I always like having you on. And you're a bit more sensible last time as well. I didn't have to control the kids like I normally have to do.
No, it's because Nancy reins me in a little bit.
I think you're a bad influence on each other.
We are. But
I mean,
then I look at you and you're like...
I don't do that.
Sometimes you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I give you the proper burst?
Episode 20 you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was it sort of shut the fuck up now?
Yeah, it was.
I thought I'd just say shut the fuck up.
Go back and watch episode 20. It's in the opening 5 minutes.
Oh, is it?
I say something and you just go... That's what I wanted to do.
Oh, so I've got a stir that I don't know about. Okay. I mean, I know I have got a stir, but didn't think it'd affect you.
No, it came out. I shit myself.
Okay. Oh, I have to watch that back and work on it.
Do it, yeah.
But I mean, normally I'd just be like, right, shut the fuck up, mate.
I'd rather you say that.
Well, I do. I don't know why I felt the need to stir.
I got the death stare.
Okay. Ooh. Death stir. Definitely working on that one. Hello to everybody over on Patreon. What have you just done? What did you do? Did you cut yourself?
Yeah. Oh, listen.
What is it?
There's a fucking...
What was that?
It's just pulled a hair out my fucking moustache.
Oh, I thought there was something poking out. Oh, so you got your muzzy caught on the ring pull of the cam.
Inside the ring pull, yeah. Fucking bastard. Fucking hell, I thought I'd been shot.
Oh, right, and how dramatic you thought you'd been shot. You wouldn't have a face, you knobhead.
I thought it was a fucking sniper.
How dramatic. This is why women have babies.
It is.
You get one hair caught in your Coke can and you've been shot and your face is blown off.
There was no warning. Oh, it's fucking still there.
Anyway, I'll say hello to Patreons. How fucking rude. So, just a very, very quick flick through because we've got a few new ones. We've got Sissy Wednesday right now. Sissy Wednesday. Because you haven't watched our previous episode, which I'm very disappointed in, you won't know that we did a female pirate episode. And Sissy Wednesday, not only is she an amazing curvy pole dancer, but she penned a book all about female pirates, particularly Anne Bonny. And I talk about Anne Bonny in the previous episode. So I found this out about, right, Sissy Wednesday, I need to do an interview with you. So we're doing a little Patreon special interview.
Nice. Okay.
And she's going to tell me everything she knows about Anne Bonny. And she's probably going to now put me to shame because she'll go, you said that bit in the podcast, that's bullshit. That's wrong. But she's dead interesting and I can't wait to do the interview with her.
Yeah.
So, Sissy.
Hi, Sissy.
We've got Eleanor, we've got Sophie, Katie, Stee, Emily, some of that we know, Katrina, Bill, Spanks, Tracy, Natalie. They've all come on board over the past few days.
It's booming on the
Patreon,
isn't it?
It's absolutely booming. And we love our Patreons, but we love all of you. Not just the Patreons, but, I want to say a little special hello to Patreons because they support us. So, and also, before I go on, my T-shirt today. I'm not going to go on about this particular T-shirt.
Is this the one you posted?
No, it's a different
one. No, I did. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that.
So, may the force be with, obviously it's, what's the programme called?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I was about to say, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here then. What's going on with my brain today? So, it says sarcasm, pew, 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 fourth, and the force.
Yeah.
What's the answer, right?
D.
I'm so glad you got that right. You're going to get a fucking slap.
I like Star Wars.
So this t-shirt is from Quercy. I'm going to give them a plug because loads of people would ask about my t-shirt. I've put it on Facebook recently. So it's not an unknown thing that I buy all my stuff from Quercy and I get a little kickback if people buy a t-shirt from them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And they've got a dead good offer on. I think it's like £4 for some t-shirts at the moment. So if you buy a t-shirt, I get £1. It's not a lot, but you know, it's £1.
I'm going to guess them actually.
Quercy, QWERTEE.com. And the stuff's dead good. If you like Star Wars, there's loads of Star Wars stuff on there.
Okay.
But there's loads like gaming stuff and all that. So yeah, it's a blatant plug for me £1 a t-shirt.
Doing a Star Wars fancy dress.
I'm poor, what can I say? You're doing a Star Wars fancy dress?
I'm going as, you know
what you going as?
I need to show you the picture to give you the full effect. But you know when Luke's training with Yoda, he's got the vest and the combats.
Yeah.
Of that, but I'll have my bag with me and I ordered the Yoda to stick in the bag. But I'm going to put my fringe down like he is on the... Honestly, I'll show you the picture. It's a fucking spitting image. Just I've got tattoos and he hasn't, but
okay.
He's got a lightsaber and I haven't.
So you're going to be young Luke?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to be Darth.
You wanted to be Darth?
No, you to be Darth. Go and breathe heavy over me. No, need to work on that.
Just let me run round the block and then my asthma will kick in. And then
I'll be authentic then.
Just wheeze over you.
Wheeze over me though.
Wheeze Vader.
I'm feeling movements. Don't bring an inhaler, all right?
Definitely.
So, I have been listening to another podcast.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm just going to change the subject away from Darth Vader and you heavy breathing over me. And this podcast is called Queer the Music. And it's by a guy called Jake Shears. Some people would have heard of him. And it's only got about 5 or 6 episodes, but for our LGBT followers out there, and anybody really, it's a fucking brilliant podcast. So Queer the Music. It's basically about songs in history, but recent history, and some current songs that have been released by members of the queer community, and the songs that have changed the face of music in some way or another, and the backstory behind that song, and about the artist. Have you heard of Andy Bell? Andy Bell is the lead singer of Erasure. Have you heard of Erasure?
No.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm just doing this with children, aren't I? Have you heard of Erasure?
I know Erasure.
Okay. You'll know the songs. Give
Probably.
a little respect to me. No.
Yeah.
Do you know the song?
No.
You know a little respect,
Yeah,
don't you?
of course.
Everyone knows
Was
a
that
little
done last
respect.
night?
He's Irish though, isn't he? So he's gonna.
You're never going to be Irish to know what Erasure is. What's that got to do with being Irish?
They're like 20 years behind, aren't they?
You're going to get barred from the studio, mate.
I'm half Irish, I can say that.
It doesn't give you a license to say shit like that. Dylan, I apologise.
It works as only if it's funny, Ryan's allowed.
Oh, yeah.
And that was very funny.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say, and that wasn't funny, knobhead. Anyway, so Andy Bell was on, and Andy Bell's a little bit older than me, and Erasure are, you'd be quite surprised, like a few people would be surprised over this. They're my all-time favourite band. I've been to see them so many times, it's unbelievable. And Andy Bell is just like the most outrageous dresser on stage. He wears like leotards and fucking all sorts of mad shit.
Yeah.
And he was dead interesting when he was being interviewed. He was saying about at the time in the early 80s when they came out, you know, being gay wasn't taboo, but you didn't really like, you know.
He didn't advertise it.
He didn't advertise the fact. And he was like, you know, it's obvious I'm gay. When you hear him talking, you know, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't want to hide. And so he's like, I either, you know, toe the line and I'm just an artist on stage and doing my thing, or I wear it like a badge.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking proud. And that's what he did.
Yeah,
and
fair
so
play.
his outfits are just the most outrageous camp outfits ever. And he prances around the stage like nobody's watching and there's millions of people watching.
Yeah.
And he literally just tears the stage up with his gayness. He's fucking brilliant. I love him. I've always loved him. And he got interviewed by this guy on Queer the Music, and he was talking about A Little Respect, the song.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into the background of the song, but it was really, really interesting. And he also spoke to Ollie Alexander. Do you know who that is?
No. Stop asking me that question, please.
Okay, so Ollie Alexander, he's recent, so you should know. Have you seen It's a Sin, the programme about the AIDS crisis in the 80s?
Stop asking me those questions.
I need to get somebody more cultured on here.
Yeah, you do.
You just fucking make jog laptops.
I just go home, get persecuted by my kids and go to bed.
And make cardboard laptops. Okay, did you watch It's a Sin, Dylan?
No, I didn't actually. I'm
Okay.
aware about it. Yeah.
So you both need to go and watch It's a Sin, even just for a bit of education.
Okay.
But also, it's an outstanding piece of television. It was on Channel 4. It was on Channel 4, I think, just towards the end of COVID. And Ollie Alexander was the main character in it. And he's a solo artist now, but he was part of a group called King. No, I'm getting tumbleweed here, aren't I? I'm just fucking wasting my time here.
Just move on.
And he's also talking about his songs and stuff. But It's a Sin was all about the AIDS crisis in the 80s.
Right.
And being, a young gay man in that scene. Well, any gay man, I suppose. And how fucking terrifying it was.
Oh, I bet.
And how it was almost like it was hearsay. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
And it wasn't advertised enough. It wasn't put out there enough. And then when it was too late. It was out there. And It's a Sin is all about that. But it's done in such a way, it just touches you. It just gets you. And even if you didn't live through that time and you're not gay and you can't relate to it, they just do it in such a way that you just can't help but
Resonate.
love all the characters. It resonates with you, absolutely. And it just brings it all home. Fucking brilliant. And Ollie Alexander was being interviewed by Queer the Music. So if you are into anything like that, I highly recommend it. It's really early on in its infancy as a podcast, but I can see it going really big places.
I'll give that a listen, yeah.
Just the way he does it, and it's not like in your face, we're queer in here and all that. That's well gone. Don't need to do that anymore. It's just really good stories and information about these iconic songs that have been at the centre of queer music culture.
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant. So while I'm using that word, now I know you're not from the LGBTQ plus community, but what do you think about the word queer?
Just anything to do with that side of life and
Okay, I'm not
living.
putting you on the spot, but how does it make you feel? Is it a positive word to you?
Well, probably not, to be honest with you, because of the way we used it in school.
Yeah, okay, that's quite common.
It was more of a slur, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I mean, looking at it now, obviously, we've come out of school, we're all more well educated on that side of life.
Kids use language, so derogatory language to hurt others, and that's just what kids do. What do you think about the word queer, Dylan?
I feel it's definitely been taken back a bit because I was the same, definitely in school. But I feel like now it is a more powerful word.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's more of a statement word now.
It is. And that's exactly what's happened. Andy Bell actually touches on this in the podcast, and it's something that I've thought about quite a lot. Having been a young person in the 80s, I remember the AIDS crisis like it was yesterday. The adverts that were on the telly at the time with like tombstones on them and everything. It was tough, really tough. And people use the word queer as a derogatory word. Anybody, mainly gay men, to be honest with you, but anybody who just didn't fit into societal norms, straight, white, heterosexual, all that kind of thing. If you're just a little bit different, you're queer. But basically it was a slur to gay men. And especially during that time in the AIDS crisis where, gay men were under an awful lot of scrutiny and it was very, very negative. It's like, you're queer. It was just the most hurtful word. And what I'm loving now is that the community are reclaiming that word, and they're like, okay, if you want to use it, sound, we're going to reclaim that word and just spin it around into a positive.
Yeah.
And the whole, we're queer in here, it's such a massive movement now, and anybody that falls under that umbrella is queer and they're proud of it. Yeah. And I love that community has taken such a negative word in the 80s because it was and very entrenched.
As well.
And the 90s. Yeah. Very entrenched, especially in the AIDS crisis. It was such a negative thing and it made people embarrassed of how fucking old. And that's just recent history. And they've taken that word, reclaimed it and gone, fuck you. That word's ours and we're so fucking proud of it. Now, I know that there are some men, and Andy Bell is one of them, So he was an older man in that time, older, but he remembers the negativity around that word. And he said, I hear it and I know that it's a positive thing, but it still makes me go, ooh, a bit sick.
Yeah, it's like a
because he
trauma
remembers
thing,
being called you're queer and all that. And he remembers the negative connotations around that time. So he even though he accepts that it's a positive thing now, it still hurts a little bit.
Yeah, of course it will.
And so if there's anybody out there who are listening and watching this and they're hearing that word and you know, it's getting them in the feels a little bit. I'm not saying it because I want to evoke those feelings. I just want to try and talk about the positive spin on that word now. But I apologise if it's triggered you. But this all came out of this podcast. Fucking brilliant. Really, 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 really good. So queer the music. But I just wanted to ask you about that word because it's something that I've talked to my other friends about, and some of my younger friends are like, well, yeah, it's just a word, isn't it? Yeah. Some of my older friends who are my age, I'm like, they're like, no, I don't like the word. It just reminds me of really bad times.
I mean, if I took it as you asked, like now, then statement words, positivity and all that. But when you think back, that, as I say, not that long ago when I was in school, we used to use it for skitting everyone.
Yeah.
Like we stopped using gay and started saying queer. Like, do you know what I mean? And it was derogatory.
But how great that is that now that the word's just being reclaimed.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Is just a big fuck you to all them people that used that word in such a hurtful way. I've actually got a badge, queer as fuck. I love it. It's just obviously it's probably like, you know, no shock that I am part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Some subtle clues.
Some subtle clues. Yeah, people are like, I'm sure she's gay. Well, so yeah, queer. It's a word that we now need to take forward and forget all of what it represented anyway. Back then.
Try to.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard, isn't it?
So, moving on, I am going to talk about a little project that I've been working on for a year. And I'm not going to touch on it loads and loads because there's something else that I want to do as well. Okay. But it's a charity that I set up. I started working on it early last year. And it's a charity for guys. You know about it. Yeah. And you've took part in it a little bit as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's called Wirral Wise Guys. And I love the name. Wirral Wise Guys. I came up with the name in a traffic jam on the way back from Devon.
Maybe you're telling me.
Yeah. And I set it up because, just I'm going to be serious just for a second before we move on. When I was a very young teenager, I walked in on a close family member who tried to take his own life.
Okay.
He tried to slit his wrists, basically. It was a bloodbath. It was horrendous. I was very, very young and I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, what do you think about something like that? What do you do? Why has this person done this? You know, and at that young age, I felt like that's a selfish thing to do. Obviously, I know much more about suicide and mental health now. But at the time, I didn't know how to deal with it. That was 36 years ago. And 36 years later, the leading cause of death in white working class men under 50 is still suicide.
Yeah.
That's a travesty. So this person, 30 odd years ago, could not think of any other way out or didn't know where to turn when literally it was at the end of his tether. He didn't know where else to go. The only thing he felt like he could do was to hurt himself. And whether it was a cry for help or whether it was an actual suicide attempt, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because this person felt so low that the only thing they thought he could do was to hurt themselves. So I've carried that. I've carried that all my life. And it's made me think, you know, why are we still in this position now, 30 odd years later? And I've got two grown-up sons who are 24 and 28. And I've always said to them, please talk. If you can't talk to me, which they do, they tell me way too much sometimes. If you can't talk to me, talk to each other or talk to your friend, talk to your dad. But please don't bottle things up. And I didn't want them growing up with this damaging fucking stereotype that boys don't cry, boys don't talk, stiff upper lip. Man up. Oh, fucking hate man up. That you've got to be the breadwinner, the provider. It's just pressure that boys and men don't need, and they're no different. That different chromosome doesn't mean that you're any harder than women, that you don't have the same issues as women. And so I tried my best to say to the lads, look, just talk to me. Don't be that person that needs to hurt themselves to be heard. And they do. And then also Jimmy. And I've had permission to talk about this. Jimmy's been through some tough times, and for all sorts of different things over the years. Times where he didn't know which way to turn when he needed help for certain things, like with his kids and stuff like that, with his own mental health, and getting older and the change in his body and stuff. He didn't understand what was happening, and we found out actually he was getting a drop in testosterone. Now, did you know, Dylan, that male menopause is actually a thing?
I actually did know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So menopause in women is really commonly publicised and stuff. And women are really good at talking to each other and just saying about what to expect in life. And especially menopause, now it's talked about quite a lot. I talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
But men don't know that there's a similar drop in hormones, some from as early as 30, but more commonly it dropped quite suddenly from 40. And testosterone, it dropped about 1% every year. Now, some people have a bigger reaction to this than others.
Yeah.
Some people don't really know, they don't really feel it at all. Others feel it dramatically. That 1% drop each year is felt hugely. And the symptoms of testosterone dropping are quite similar actually to menopause. I'll just go through them very quickly. So erectile dysfunction, obviously we don't have that. But loss of libido, infertility, decrease in body hair, a decrease in muscle mass and strength, development of breast tissue, a loss of bone density, so osteoporosis, increased body fat, depressed mood and irritability. So quite a lot of symptoms there, which sound familiar, don't they? They sound like menopause. So similar sort of thing. We can take hormone replacement therapy for menopause. Guys don't even know this happens, and you can take testosterone. Now, a lot of guys, when they get testosterone, they go, that's what weightlifters, powerlifters take, and it may change the mood and all the rest of it. We're talking about very small amounts of testosterone here. And you can go and get tested. You can go to your GP, you can get private testing if you want, and you can talk about the hormone replacement therapy if it's needed, if it's at low levels. And Jimmy's done this. And it's changed his life. He went through a point and he went, I don't know why I'm feeling so low. And me and Jim have been thick as thieves all the time we've been together. And there's a time where he just sort of stepped back a little bit. He didn't love me ALS and nothing like that, but there was just this little something going on. And I didn't know what it was. And he talked to me, thank God. And it was only one of his friends said, why don't you get your testosterone tested? We both went, why? I didn't even know. Ex-health professional, didn't have a clue. Anyway, he did. It was low. Now he has injections. And it's changed his life. He's lost a little bit of weight. His mood's better. Sex drive's better than ever. And it's something that needs to be talked about more. And so Wirral Wise guys, I set this up to tackle lots of these issues. Not all in one go. We're not going to do it overnight. It's going to be over a couple of years. But the testosterone testing is something that I'm quite passionate about. And it's not just a testing, it's raising awareness amongst men that this is an actual physical thing that can happen to you and you haven't got to put up with it. There's things that you can do if you want. And we are going to be tackling things like mental health and physical health because they go hand in hand. And Sid, Nancy's Sid, he is heading up the charity for me. So I did all like the groundwork, all like the paperwork, getting it all submitted to the charity commission and getting all the approval. But Sid's sort of taken over the helm now and he's running it for us. And he's started some projects already and he's starting small to find his own feet, to figure out what the community needs, get the funding in, because obviously it's a charity. We've hardly got any funding at all. This is not a funding plug, by the way. I'm just giving you the info. And so he's having to start small, but we're hoping to grow quite a lot over the next 2 years. But he started off doing some peer support groups. He started off doing some walk and talk groups.
I've been to one of them.
I was going to ask you about that in a mo. And he's going to do some football therapy as well. He's already got like matches set up and stuff. And he wants to do some like gatherings in like some like social centres, I suppose, I don't know what you'd call them, or maybe like rugby clubs. Get the PlayStations out, get the FIFA out, that kind of thing. Just stuff that guys like to do. And while you're doing it, get talking to each other, get used to talking. So tell me about the walk and talk. What did you think about it?
So I thought it was really good because, like you say, he does them sort of, I don't want to say meeting, but like where they all go into a hall and talk there. See, that wouldn't necessarily work for me because then you're expected to talk, I feel like. I know you're not, but you feel like if I'm going,
Obliged.
I've got to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I seen the walk and talk, I was like, yeah, go for a walk with the boys. And I think there was 7 of us because it was the first one. And we were just sort of like in groups of 2, and I was just flitting in between the groups. And it was like, while I was like waiting and, you know, to drop to the back to walk with the 2 that were at the back, like some of the conversations you hear, I was like, oh, my ex done this and the kids, and you're like, fucking hell, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. It sort of happened organically, I think, didn't it?
Yeah. It was just like we all got there and we were like, what's happening, boys? Right, we'll head this way and see what happens. And everyone just split into groups, and then we were all just chatting away like.
Yeah. I love the whole walk and talk idea because I think, women would find it difficult, you know, sitting in a room and talking. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I couldn't. I mean, for as much as I love talking, you know, to talk about my feelings and stuff in a group of people, I'd find that quite difficult. I know some people like that format, and I think it's
definitely
good that he's got that as well. And for those who might not be as physically able, they might not be able to, might not want to go out and all that. There's options there, but I like the walk and talk, and from what he told me, it definitely did develop organically.
Oh, it did, yeah. It was like, as I say, at first, because the only thing that's expected of you is turn up and come for a walk with the boys.
Yeah. I'm loving the direction it's going in, to be honest with you. And I mean, I've just wrote down some of the things we're going to be tackling over the next 2 years.
I'm excited for the footy.
Yeah, definitely the footy. Yeah, definitely.
Can't wait.
So we're not just a mental health charity. But mental health and physical health obviously go hand in hand, so we can't ignore that, and we're definitely not ignoring it. So we're all going to be tackling those. But things like parenthood, education, support. Okay. Did you know that 10% of new guys actually get postnatal depression? And 25% of guys can suffer from low mood following the birth of a baby. Not necessarily postnatal depression, but low mood. You know, as an ex-midwife, there's so many guys that came to parent-ed classes and they're just the spare part. They're not even listening half the time. They're like, fucking hell, I've been working all day. And then they come into this new role in the family and they don't know what that role is. They've got it's all about the mum and the baby, and they're just making tea and bussies for visitors. I'm like, no, you're crucial. You're the other half of what made this thing. And so it's educating guys into what that new role is in the family and helping them with that transition, because it is a different role, as you know. So we're going to be doing things like that, and employment and career support. That's more about going into the workplace and talking to employers about workplace stress and how to reduce that. And you know, career moves, that sort of work hand in hand with your ever evolving life and your family and all that kind of thing. And also we're going to be tackling male domestic violence as well. There's not enough said about men who suffer from domestic violence, and especially in same-sex couples, but also in heterosexual couples as well. And there's a shame around domestic violence in general, but especially where men are concerned. It's like, you know, as a man, I feel emasculated talking to you about the fact that my female partner abuses me. And I know we're getting serious here, guys and girls, but you know, sometimes you've got to talk serious.
It's a serious matter, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to be tackling that male domestic violence as well. That's a little bit further down the line, but that's something that I really, really want to get off the ground, because there's not enough about that in our area.
True.
So if you want to know more about Wirral Wise, guys, we've got our logo in our graphics, I think, Dylan. Just so you can recognise it when you look it up online.
I love the logo.
I'm dead proud of my logo.
I don't think I have it, actually.
Didn't I not show you? I thought I sent it over to you. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'll share the logo online. But if you look up wirralwiseguys.co.uk, you can see a little bit more information about it. You can contact us if you're a guy and you've got some ideas, or there's maybe some support groups that you want to take part in. And you'll see lots more information going on there as the charity develops. And we've got some social media pages as well. We've got a page on Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place, really. Loads and loads of updates there. And there's some ways that you can support and, you know, offer some funding if you wanted to. But that is not why I'm here. My main thing today was to just raise awareness about this charity that we're developing and why. And to just, you know, we want to give guys a voice and to encourage them to use that voice.
Yeah, I've been texting my mates to try and get them on the next walk.
Yeah, good. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And at the end of the day, they might not have anything to talk about on that day, but just sometimes just getting out and getting a bit of fresh air and just removing yourself from the stressors of life.
But the thing is, like, because there's so many different conversations going on, you might hear something and it triggers something that you've completely forgot about or just fucking buried.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, you know, actually,
relate to that.
Yeah, I've got something similar to that. You get it out in the open. And
it sounds so simple.
It is, but it's, I don't know, you bury a lot of stuff. Like, it wasn't until you said before about you walking in on a family member, like it triggered two things that I completely forgot about.
Yeah.
I was just like...
Yeah. You know, we've all got a history that forms us, you know, and some of it isn't positive, but it's how we deal with those things.
Yeah.
And women are better at dealing with things like that than men.
So.
And
I think it's more socially acceptable for a woman to say, "Oh, I'm sad about something."
But it hurts my heart that there's men out there who don't feel able to open up, and they could be at home alone. You know, they could have split up with a partner, or lost their job, and they're alone and they're isolated, and they're dealing with stuff because men shouldn't cry and men shouldn't talk about things like that.
Yeah.
No, fucking gotta change, man. Gotta change.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, so I'm going to do a little middle bit. I had a story that comes from Jim's family. It's a funny one.
Okay.
So, one of Jim's family neighbours, this is in the like early 70s time. A dog died. A beloved dog died. And back then, this is at times when dogs could just roam the street. You didn't have to have them on a lead or nothing.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of money around. So the dog died and she's like, shit, what do I do with this? She had no garden. What do I do with the dog? So she phoned the vet. I'm thinking RSPCA, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Phoned the vet and the vet said, bring it up and we can dispose of it for you, probably at a charge. And she's like, right, okay, how the fuck am I going to get a dog up to the vet? So she got a suitcase and she put a dog in a suitcase and she went to go and get the bus with this dog, right? So there she is. She's standing at the bus stop with this. It's a big suitcase, big massive suitcase. It's obviously heavy. It's got a big dog in it.
What type of dog was it?
I don't know, but it's a big dog. It's probably a mutt in the 70s, to be fair.
Probably,
you know?
yeah.
And she's standing there. The bus comes along and she went to get on. And this guy goes, do you want a hand with your case there, love? And she went, oh, thanks, lad, yeah. So he picks the case up and runs off with it. She's like that. No, stop.
Oh, don't.
But then Paul was going, well, I haven't got to pay for the cremation now. And she just got off and let him run off with the dog.
Do you know what? It's a similar thing happened with our dog of 15 years. I've got him tattooed on me there. Harry, his name is. Every time I move, you put the mic back in front of me. Yeah,
just move the mic now, Bet.
I shouldn't have. I was trying to dodge into the camera and then he changed position. I was back in front of the mic. Had him for 15 years, proper our family dog. Loved him to bits. He died. My mum was like, I want his ashes. Yeah, sound, no worries. So we done that. Got the delivery notice. Now this was around Christmas time. We were living in Huyton at the time, Snowbury Road, and got the email off DPD. Your parcel will be with you this afternoon. The fucking DPD van got fucking robbed.
No, with the ashes.
Because obviously, thinking Christmas time, people are going to be getting presents delivered. We'll rob the van, sell them.
And the ashes went?
Yeah, so we put a big fucking post on Facebook. Loads of people were sharing it. Get Harry back and all that.
Get Harry back.
Anyway, we were away down in Portsmouth for a funeral. The Echo messaged me, and we're like, "Can we have an interview?" But yeah, I was like, "What do you want me to interview? Like the fucking dog's ashes are gone missing." Anyway, they turned up at some church, just on the step. Like they must have opened it and thought, "Shit, we've robbed someone's granddad."
They thought it was
so they put him on like the steps of the church. Anyway, we got him back, like, but it was just a wild goose chase of these ashes going missing.
Amazing.
Dog's ashes.
Amazing. But you made the Echo as well.
The Echo, yeah.
For those that aren't in Liverpool, the Echo is the local paper in our area.
Yeah, our local Echo.
Right, just imagine this guy running off the suitcase thinking he's got like a proper little boosie of stuff like that.
Fucking
It's
heavy,
this. I've got a good one here. He opens it up. Stiff dog. Brilliant.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Right, so I've got a little thing for you both. I'm going to get you involved in a little. It's not a quick fire. It's I've took inspiration from this, from a podcast called We Can Be Weirdos. I've brought up in a previous podcast, but if you don't listen to it, you won't know. And I'm just going to ask you some questions, out there questions.
Okay.
They're not like the Nancy ones I did recently, like, what's your favourite colour and stuff like that. It's a bit more edgy than that.
Okay.
And Dylan, you're going to get asked the same things.
Excellent. I'm prepared.
So
Okay.
do I answer any answers? And...
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong. I just want honest answers.
Okay. Are you ready, Del?
Ready.
Let's go.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
100%.
Do you?
Yes.
Why do you believe in aliens? What is it?
Because the universe is so vast. I mean, we can't be the only life.
I think we'd be quite naive, I think, to think that we are the only
Exactly.
people
Yeah.
in the whole universe, multiverse.
I've watched too much Joe Rogan to not believe.
Yeah.
I don't think we've come into contact. I don't think like Area 51 has aliens in it.
I don't know,
But
Do you believe in Area 51?
no, I don't think if there is aliens, we haven't gotten contact with them yet. I don't think.
Apparently,
Okay.
there's presidents out there like Ronald Reagan and that who are like, look, I need the goss. Is there aliens or what? The Secret Service are like,
Yeah.
not saying a word. But if there wasn't, they just go, no.
I don't want to go too far into conspiracy lane, but have you heard of a guy called Bob Lazar?
No.
Yeah, I know Bob.
Heavy on Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in Men in Black then?
No, I don't think we're that far into it. I think we've got something similar, but no.
But you don't think the Men in Black turn
I
up
don't think we're fighting aliens yet.
don't wipe your memory?
No.
I mean, you could have seen aliens this morning. Men in Black have come along and wiped your memory.
Wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you believe in ghosts,
Yes.
Dylan?
I don't
You
believe in
don't?
ghosts.
Oh,
No.
oh, right. Let's do you first. Why do you believe in ghosts?
I believe I've seen a couple and I've felt a couple, which sounds weird.
All right. Touching it up in your sleep when you're shagging?
I don't know. I remember it. that's the missus. I'm asleep. I remember being in a house and they always said they had a little girl ghost in this fucking cupboard under the stairs of all places. And I was stood by the cupboard under the stairs and like I turned round and then, you know the way when someone pulls your coat down? I felt like I was caught on something.
I was scared it was not just caught in the door.
Well, no, I looked and it wasn't. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And then I asked them and I was like, how old's this little girl? And they were he said about 4.
So right
And I was
height
like,
for tugging on the...
yeah, and I was
Okay.
like, that's fucking creepy. And I've seen certain things and stuff. And
See, I believe we talked about ghosts pre. I've had all sorts of experiences. So when I was talking about my ghost stories in our Halloween episode, Dylan, you're in the background going, fuck off, no bed. That's not true.
No,
So why...
I
what is it?
always think that there must be some explanation or something that's going on, or like there's frequencies in the air that it's like haunted spots. They've done research into that. There's weird electronic fields in those areas that make people freak out a little bit more.
See,
I'm also really scared of ghosts.
even though you don't believe in them.
Yeah,
How can you be scared of something you don't
I'm
believe
scared of the idea of them being real.
in? Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I do believe that there's like, when they say there's residual energy, like we all have an energy that we can leave behind, like a mark. And so I think that there can be noises and maybe even apparitions that aren't necessarily ghosts, it's just leftover energy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of,
But I do believe in ghosts. Only because I find it really, really, really hard to believe that once my consciousness once I'm dead, my consciousness doesn't carry on. I feel like there's got to be something else. I can't just stop. This magnificence can't just stop one day. There's got to be something else. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Whether it's ghosts or whatever, I don't know, but I feel like there's got to be something else.
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
I've seen somebody dead, somebody very close to me, and the person that she was not there. Whatever the essence of that person was gone.
Yeah.
And I think you only understand that when you see a dead person that you're close to, because it was literally just like a host, just like a mannequin basically lying there. What the person was absolutely had left the building, was not there.
Yeah.
So either she's went on to somewhere else, or we do actually just die and your consciousness just goes out one day. But I find that hard to believe. That we're too complex. There's too much about us for one day that energy just go.
See, I watched my nan die. And
I'm talking about my nan.
When she took her last breath, it wasn't her.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so strange. I can't describe it.
It is almost like a leaving of but that sort of...
Yeah.
It's just like they just go in that moment.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing. Okay, do you believe in a sixth sense?
Yeah.
Dylan?
Describe what you mean by a sixth sense.
It doesn't necessarily mean a psychic ability, but a sixth sense outside of like a feeling, a sense.
I do feel like there's definitely things going on that we can't be aware of.
Yeah.
And you can definitely get like
energy, intuition.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like things like you get the feeling somebody's staring at you. And you look and you go, and they're staring at you.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, you know. Or you know what a person's going to say before they say it. Or you hear it, you start humming a song and then it comes on the radio.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Weird
Okay.
coincidences.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
No.
Dylan?
Sorry, yeah.
We are pissed.
It was drug fueled.
Oh, okay.
But it was so me and my mate had gone out. We took a load of tablets. This was fucking years ago.
We don't condone drug taking on this podcast.
But this is just for this story. I'd managed to get home from his, fell asleep, woke up, like my bedroom door was shut. As I woke up in bed, Harry, the dog, was sat in front of me. I was like, oh. Like, that's all I wanted to see at that time. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see my dog. I was like, you all right, mate? Went to pat him on the head, and my hand just went right through his head. And I was like, no. Just rolled over and went back to sleep, and I was all right then. So that's probably the closest thing I've had to something, but no.
So
Not like sleep paralysis.
I have had an out-of-body experience.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into it too, but it wasn't like, I was looking down at myself. I've had two, actually.
Yeah.
One, I nearly died in the dentist chair when I was 6 or 7. And I fully remember that sort of transition between being alive and being resuscitated.
Wow.
There was an experience. I can't say it was a positive one either. It freaked me out.
Yeah.
So I've had that. And also more recently I had another experience which I had to go and talk to somebody about because it freaked me out in a like an enlightened kind of way. That's a story for another day. Okay, do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
Dylan?
I don't know what I think reincarnation's my favorite of all the theories of what happens afterwards. I would like to think so.
You see, the thing with reincarnation or life after death, I'd like to think that there's something else, obviously. Like I said before, this magnificence can't just end. But also, I think if you have beliefs like that, I feel like it stops you living this life to the fullest. If you think that you've got other chances or, what you do in this life has a consequence on your next life, I think it changes the decisions that you make in this life. I would like to think that, I don't want to think that this just ends, but in my head I do. I'd think this is one life and I've got to live it, and there's not going to be another life, and therefore I'm going to try my best to do everything that I want to do in this life. Probably kill me off.
See, I believe in like past lives and future lives. I don't believe it's instant. I don't believe like I'll snuff it and then the next baby out is me.
Yes, there's a body waiting for you.
Yeah, I feel like it's at some point.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I have done regression, and I was literally in the room like I am now, but I was having these memories of somebody else who was me.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was suggestion or what, but it came from nowhere. I can tell you the detail now. I'm going goose pimply, but I'm not going to tell you. Okay. Are we living in a matrix?
I don't think so.
Could be.
Are you living in a story, basically? So controlled by somebody else?
I don't know. We could be. I don't know. I'm just happy enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
Well, whoever is planning my life, fuck you for the shit that you've put me through. Fuck you.
It's about to get worse now.
I did not need to go through that shit to learn lessons. There's easier ways. So you need to replan that matrix because it just didn't work for me, all right? Have you ever tried a Ouija board?
No.
Dylan?
No, I have not.
I have.
Any good?
Don't do it.
Okay.
Is all I'll say.
Next Patreon episode sorted.
No, I never touch one again. regardless of how skeptic you are, when you've actually done it and you feel it move and you know that it's not you, it's the freakiest fucking thing.
Oh, I can imagine.
And they're not a good thing. Bad juju.
I've been told to stay away from them.
Okay. Last question. If you could live forever, would you?
I don't think so.
Dylan?
No, definitely not.
No. It'd be too heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It would. Imagine all the loves that you'd lose and your children would live and then die.
Oh, I couldn't.
I think you just get tired in the end. I mean, you look at the world the way it is now. I look around and go, it's just fucked up, man, isn't it?
It's getting
This
worse.
world is fucked up. Why would you want to live forever and just see the continuous fuck up? We don't learn. All the wars that we've had over the years, over religion for centuries, and we keep doing it.
Yeah.
We keep hating on each other and all these things. Why would you want to just see that perpetual fucking shit that we get ourselves into?
It'll collapse at some point.
So I would not live forever. I would rather if somebody said to me, all what you just said there, ghosts, all those, it's bullshit. You've got this one life, you're not going to carry on, you're not going to live forever. I'd be happy with that because then I'd be like, right, Grace, right, I'm going to leave work, fuck it all off, I'm going to go travel. I'm going to do all those things. You really do have to, live your life now as you want it, don't you?
I feel the fact that we know it's going to end gives life more meaning.
Probably,
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
so. It makes you cherish the good times, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There you go, a little bit deep there. I learned a little bit about you.
Yeah, I like that though.
Right, our little fetish factoid before I get the screaming ghost off
Here
Dylan.
we go.
Do you know what Roman showers are?
Is that pissing on people?
That's golden showers. Roman showers, love. Roman showers.
Is it Italians pissing on each other?
Good guess, but no. Do you know what Roman showers are?
No idea.
Roman showers is the act of vomiting on each other. So it's a vomit
Me and my mates
fetish.
have done that, but not intentionally.
Some people call it a misophilia. You might have heard of that before. But with Roman showers, you are aroused by vomiting on or seeing other people vomit. That's a hard no for me.
Very.
Apparently the name Roman shower is rooted in the long-held misconception that ancient Romans practiced this on a regular basis. They called it vomitoriums or something they called it. Yeah, bullshit. I did know a guy, we've talked about him 3 times before, Dave's a pervert. And he used to like having sex with ladies while they made themselves sick because it made them clench around his penis. Yeah. There you go. That is very, very appropriate.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, I'm not into vomit fetish at all.
No.
But now you know what Roman showers are.
I do.
I knew what a mesophilia was. I didn't know it was called Roman showers. There you go.
I was going to ask if it was a firework, but that's a Roman candle.
That's a Roman candle. Yes, definitely no vomit included in that one. So that was a real mixed bag today of all sorts of...
That was a smorgasbord.
It was a smorgasbord of queerness, of charity work, of supernatural...
You covered a lot there, didn't
and
we?
vomit.
Yeah, vomit to finish.
Only on the Padded Cell podcast.
And a moustache pluck.
I forgot about that.
It's still fucking
You getting shot in the face, fucking hell. Drama queen, you know.
Produced a tear.
Right, we're going.
Bye.
So, if you're binge watching us, put the kettle on and we'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Lots of love.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the Curators of Chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing your love for the Pad the Cell podcast with your friends. Don't forget, give us a follow on our socials, maybe leave us some 5-star reviews, and feel free to send us an email to medic@the-Pad-the-Cell podcast, or even interact with us on Facebook, Insta, and our other socials, because we love chatting to you. Be sure to stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.